Hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. It's by Mandy. My name is Amanda and today we are doing a winter window yarn shopping video. In these videos, we do exactly what it sounds like. We browse through different online yarn vendors and just take a peek. We see what's out there, what options we have for us, and I find it's a really fun, low commitment way to discover new yarns and also kind of scratch the itch of yarn buying without actually having to do any of the buying. To give a little structure, I'll go through a few different patterns and we can talk about yarns that we want to pick out for them. I found myself doing this recently and that was a sign to me that it was time to film another one of these videos and just take you through a few patterns and possible yarns we could knit with. The first sweater that I want to look at is the Sand Sweater by Ullen Knitwear. I was really drawn to the oversized, tweedy drop shoulder feel of this sweater. It reminds me of a thrifted sweater that you may see me wear often, like in my vlogs and stuff. It's just this like teal Brooks Brothers merino sweater that I love. It's a little tweedy and it's just so comfortable and it acts kind of like an elevated sweatshirt, and I get those kinds of vibes from the Sand Sweater. So this is made in Isager Yarns tweed yarn, and the pattern project is made in this beautiful pink color. I was already looking at the Isager Yarns tweed and I think we should just go look at it together because it was really speaking to me, and then we can kind of maybe snoop around for other Yarns tweed options. I noticed that Isager also has a lighter weight tweed with more colors, but this is the suggested yarn. You get 160 meters and each 100 gram for, this is in kroner, I think it's around $10 a skein if I had to guess, like $12. Okay. I also haven't made a sweater in kind of like a single ply wool either, and that's also appealing to me. They seem to have a lot of different like tweedy variations, like the flecks are different. Sometimes when you see tweed yarns, you'll see that they have like the same color flecks, but I like that these are all kind of different. They have this confetti color, which is like this charcoal with a lot of fun colors. I really like yarns like this. Noro has a few colorways like this too, where the base is neutral, but you still get a lot of fun color, but it's done so in a way that like it makes the piece very versatile. Very interesting to me. The pink color is also really nice. I made a pink dress this year and I just like pink. It is the year of pink, truly. I don't know, it's very warm and bright. It's nice to have those kind of bright colors in the winter time to keep us happy. I never really am drawn towards blue. I don't know why. I'm never drawn towards navy or colors like this. I think it's because I consider myself kind of warm toned and often I feel kind of washed out by blue. I don't really know how accurate that is. And I also kind of stay away from colors like yellow, although this is really beautiful because I also feel that I have like golden undertones. I don't understand why that would keep me away from both yellow and blue, but I think that's maybe more of a preference thing. The yellow, I know that I don't look good in yellow, and that's okay. This is what the Yarns tweed looks like. It's really quite lovely. I know this pattern's pretty new, so normally what I would do is I would go and see like yarn ideas, but I'm pretty sure, I know this designer in particular can get yarn support, so usually all the samples are made in the suggested yarn. Other kind of colorful tweedy yarn I was thinking of was Noro Madara. So first of all, I think this wool is more of a worsted weight. You definitely get more yardage per 100 grams. So it has a different composition. So this is wool, silk, and alpaca, which sounds lovely. A lot of people will hold their Noro with mohair. I've kind of been in my anti-mohair era, but that's something we could consider. Noro's not technically like, I think traditionally a tweed yarn, but it has like color changing flecks. On the website they call it nubby flecks, which provide interesting pops of contrasting color. I know sake is a very popular color. Yen also kind of has a more, looks like a cooler tone to it, but with that same idea of being like gray, but with colorful flecks throughout it. I start to lose interest with like the fully dyed colors. They're just like not my favorite, although it could be interesting. I love this purple, number 16. That's really fun. Or maybe like a dark neutral could also be really nice. like a brown or this dark green. And the pinks are also quite nice too. This is one of my favorite colors, like a deep Merlot. And this one's also nice. I like that it's pink and it has the nubby flex in it as well. That is another option. If you want to see a cool example, I know Emily from High Fiber Knits knit her Traveler's cardigan in the first colorway, Sake. It's so cool, it's beautiful. I like that idea. I like that feeling. Okay, I'm also checking out Life in the Long Grass. A Google search came up for one like woolen spun Aran tweed. I know they're a dyer and we have to check out the about page. I think they're based in the UK. Oh, it's in Ireland. Okay, so Life in the Long Grass is an Irish dyer. Let's look and see what they have. I'm not sure if it's just that one colorway when it comes to boucle. I think we need to look at some boucle after this. Looks like they just have this one colorway, which is like a gray with dark flecks, which could be nice. I do really like that effect of having some like dark speckles throughout yarn in kind of like a natural way. I know that I want to make something I think a little bit more colorful is what I'm feeling drawn toward if I want to make this sweater. Moving on to another sweater that's been newer on my radar, but from a pretty popular designer. This is the Lanark sweater by Rebecca Clow. I actually talked about this in my last cast and stitches video. I said I would knit this for Jack Black in the holiday, and you know what, I also might knit this for me. I love the casualness of the quarter zip style, but then you also have it in a sweater. It is knit in half fisherman's rib, which I've never daunted or dared to do, so that could be interesting. And this is knit in a DK yarn. Samples were knit in Bare Naked Wool's Kent DK, West Yorkshire Spinners Jacob Fleece, and Tuku Wool DK, and Holst Super Soft held double. I'm not sure how many of those, maybe they all could be available to me or they couldn't. I'm not having a lot of name recognition right off the top of my head, but that doesn't mean that I couldn't get it if I wanted to. So let's take a look. Let's just take a look at this first one. Like, can I get this in the US? It's actually US based. Cool. Find that Bare Naked Wool's label yarns are custom blended, naturally sourced with no harmful chemicals or dyes. Better for the earth, better for animals, better for knitters looking to elevate their, I think I said aminals. Better for animals looking to elevate their project. And it's better for aminals also. We're looking for their Kent DK, so let's look for that. Here's the thing with something like this is these yarns are not dyed. So these are just like straight off the sheep's back. You have obviously more of a limited color palette, but you do kind of have that added benefit. It's not dyed. If you want more of a sustainable, like natural option, these dyers exist, or these like yarn producers exist, which is cool. Do love this gradient. Like, this is very pleasing, and I'm often kind of looking for perfect neutrals. This lowest one here kind of looks like the color that this sweater is in. I do love like a heather gray, like this light gray I really like. I don't have any sweaters in that color. Or maybe even like a light brown, but then I'm feeling like a little too close to my skin tone. It's just like not enough contrast, I feel like, for me. Again, it's not a color that I feel drawn to. If I'm going to do like a dark neutral, I'm going to go for black over brown or navy. However, these are all really lovely and nice, and I like that as an option, you know, if you don't want a dyed yarn. But what if I want to do it in like a fun color? Let's look at the other options that we have. Sure, spinners, let's go. Now this sounds like something that's based in the UK. I don't know if I can get this, but we're window shopping, so it doesn't really matter. Let's just take a quick look about them. Why not? Why not? Why not? Our story. They were founded in '97. Oh my god, they're just a year younger than me. In the original home of the British worsted spinning industry. So it looks like this is still a family-run business after 27 years. Very cool. So they have origins in an old Victorian mill in a picturesque village in Yorkshire. I'm sorry to British people. From carding to combing to spinning and dyeing, the majority of their processes are carried out within a 20-mile radius of their in-house facilities. Let's take a look at the colors. So this is actually 80% Falkland Island wool and 20% mulberry silk. So that, I could only imagine, is lovely. We have one of my favorite colors. This could also be really nice. It's funny because something like the sand sweater, I'm more drawn to having something in a bright color, but something like the Lanark, I'm feeling more neutral, actually, the more that I think about it. Although these are very fun colors, like a royal blue. If I wore royal blue, this would be a very striking, I think, color to do that in. And also if I wore Kelly green, this just like isn't something that I'm drawn to. Maybe I should be. That could be really like striking, and it's Kelly green gives kind of like a preppy classic feel, which I always kind of like to nod to preppy or like dip my toe in preppy. It's so preppy in here, but that's always fun. So this also looks like a great option. Again, unclear if I can get it here, but we'll figure that out. I might just click on Yarn Idea to see what other people have used. Oh, okay, Holst Garn is another yarn that I always hear people talking about, but I have never knit with. So let's check it out. I don't know a lot about Holst Garn, so let's get in there. It looks like it's another Danish yarn brand. I am getting the prompt to Google Translate, but Holst Garn Super Soft is one that I hear a lot. Classic non-superwash yarn in pure new wool. It's a blend of 50 merino and 50% Shetland, and it's perfect for both knitting and crocheting. I believe, not to keep talking about what this sweater is made out of, but I'm just very happy with it. It's also like a mix of, I want to say merino and Corriedale. So it's not like super soft, but it gives you like great stitch definition without being too rustic. And this wool is from New Zealand and Austria. This is definitely one of those yarns that gets softer over time. You have some great options, you know, with neutral grays and charcoals. I really like these colors as well. I love purple. Purple's one of my favorite colors. I think Thistledown is calling to me. Oh, and this is quite affordable. Probably why it's very popular, right? Okay, it's all coming together. It is a 50-gram ball, but still, like that's really decent. You get 314 yards for 50 grams. I know you'd have to buy twice the amount as you would need to knit in DK, but still, that's pretty nice. Also, like more brighter, vibrant colors here, which is great if you want options. Okay, I'm getting it now. I'm getting why this is so popular, because you have a lot of color options. You could even do some marling if you wanted to hold two together. I saw, I think it's Knits by Joan. She did a green and white version, like green white marled of the Lanark, inspired by an Everlane sweater, which I really love. Wow, the options are overwhelming, honestly. This is giving like a knitting for olive amount of color options, which I'm always here for. The next sweater I wanted to take a look at is the Seaway Pullover by Ozetta. This is a textured sweater that has cabling all throughout that kind of creates the illusion of waves. Obviously. This is also knit in a DK weight. It's just stuck in my mind. I've been on a texture journey and I feel like this would be an interesting step. This is knit originally in Wool Dreamers Mota. It's also a yarn I've not heard of before. Let's take a look. Dream began with the vision of natural fibers, especially wool, overtaking the ever-present synthetic materials. Hell yeah. Everywhere I looked, synthetic materials dominate the fiber market, from yarn to fabrics and even insulation. So it looks like they're based in Spain. That's awesome. Fun fact, I studied abroad in Madrid in college, and it was a dream. And it has the windmills on it, Don Quixote, to dream the impossible dream. It's all coming together. This is very good branding. Let's look at the yarn. Developed with a collaboration of several local ranching families. Oh, see, and it has the Don Quixote quote on the yarn. Very cool. We have a lot of color options here. It is a soft and lofty 3-ply DK worsted that will give each project a special connections to the origin of their materials. I love that, and a 3-ply lofty wool sounds like a great option for something with texture, but also that's a little oversized. Imagine pink Seaway pullover. That would be gorgeous. Oh, or like you would have like a dustier version of that pink, an even dustier version of purple. I really like these colors. So it seems like you have a wide variety of muted colors, but also vibrant colors if you wanted to go this route. That's very pretty. Wow. Okay, I'm overall really impressed with this color range. Gives you a lot of options to think about. This and a natural would also be nice. I don't know. I go in between wanting like really vibrant things, but also neutral things that I think I would wear more, but I don't really know if that's true. Like I wear a dark purple sweater all the time. I wear a teal sweater, like a dark teal sweater all the time. So I'm trying to divorce myself from the mentality that just because it's a more neutral, you wear it more, because that might not be fully true. Anyway, I really like these. I'll definitely be checking these out. I really like the story behind this company, and it sounds like you get a lot of options here. They have kits. Okay, let's take a look at the kits while we're here, and we'll check out other yarns for the Seaway pullover. Cool. So they have kits for a few different sweaters or a cowl if you like that too. So that's nice. You have those options if you want to check out Wool Dreamers. Back to the Seaway pullover, let's just look at one more option for yarn that people have used. Come into the yarn ideas option in Ravelry. Looks like the Moda has been most used out of the 83 projects that are in here. Everything else has only been used once. So we're kind of just like taking a stab at what we like. At something new to look at. I'm going to look at a yarn that I already know that I like and I'm wearing it and I've already mentioned a few times, but let's just like look at the colors together. Just have a moment. Sometimes you need to do that. You know what's good and you know what you like. Let's take a look. So we're gonna look at Scout from Kelbourne Woolens, and Kelbourne Woolens, I believe, is actually based in Philadelphia. So they're a Pennsylvania-based dyer, and Scout is their DK weight yarn. They also have a tweed. I was actually looking at the tweed. I didn't love the colors in the tweed. Oh, I was right. This wool is a cross between a Corriedale and Merino, but it's not like two plies of different wools. It's a Highland wool that I guess the sheep itself is a cross, I guess. Either way, I am wearing this yarn. I love it. This is not sponsored. It just has great stitch definition, but it's also very soft. I can tell that over time with wear, it's just going to get even better. So let's take a look. I didn't really look at the colors when I bought this because I was making the folklore cardigan. It was just made in the natural colorway. A charcoal, it's like a smaller range of colors, but it looks like there's a lot for what you would want. And if I remember, it is a bit of a heathered design. They're all heathered, so they all have like a little bit of color changing to them, which I really like a heathered yarn as opposed to maybe like a variegated one or like a speckled one. It just gives like just a little bit more dimension. Obviously the one I'm wearing is not variegated because it is natural. All the other ones are quite lovely. Like this is a really light blue heather. It looks like it has greens and purples in it. The navy could also be stunning. Maybe not with kegels. Like I probably personally wouldn't go through the trouble to make a textured garment all over and knit it in such a dark color because you don't get that kind of stitch definition. But this color I've seen in person is beautiful. Basically anything named Wisteria, I'm there. I'm interested in this like light purple pink that you have to offer me. You could probably pick that up by now. Again, you have, it looks like varied options between more vibrant colors and then more pastels. That's fun. Ooh, if you're a warm palette person, this autumn heather could be really, really nice. This in a pink would also be very pretty. So those are a few options for the Seaway sweater. Last thing that I want to look at and is like a accessory, and I think this is a good outlet for that because boucle is not a yarn I can see myself be buying for a whole sweater. But for a hat, that's like a perfect use of a like a novelty yarn. I don't know if you would call boucle novelty, but it's a good use. So this is the Boucle Beanie by Weiss Knit, and I actually favorited this video. I don't think I ended up mentioning it, but I favorited it for the holiday cast and stitches video, and I think this could be a really good way to use boucle yarn if you need it. So this is knit in Mohair by Canard Mohair Boucle Solid. That's a mouthful. And you just need 186 yards. If I had to guess, you would just need a skein. Yeah, one skein. And let's take a look at this company. This looks like another Danish company. And this is the ideal yarn for large and wobbly sweaters and shawls, hats, mitts, etc., or as a main yarn in knitwear with other types of yarn. Solid and hand-colored, multicolored. I am getting vibrancy from this color selection. Wow, these are really pretty. Okay, this and like a matching set, like blue, that kind of screams wintry to me. This like cornflower blue color. I do really like this color of blue. I enjoy it quite a lot actually, almost probably because it's like kind of close to purple. It's like getting itself over to purple, so I like it. Again, I don't know if this is like something that I would knit in a dark color because you might lose some of the texture of the yarn. That's like totally up to you. You look really bright colors. I feel like you don't often see these kinds of bright yellows and oranges all that often, so that's really cool. And it looks like they have some variegated kinds. Oh, that like just made a sound and that scared me. I don't speak Danish, but thank you very much for your help. This looks like a very cool option. Again, unclear if I can get this in the States, but we are just window shopping. It's fun. That's the fun part, right? I don't know. This is a business I've talked about on my channel in these videos before. I have talked about them in Knit With Their Yarn before. This is Terrapin Fiberworks. They make all vegan hand-dyed yarns, so they're all natural, they're all plant-based fibers, and I know that they do a cotton boucle. Would I make a winter hat out of cotton boucle? Like, no, probably not, but like now that we're looking at boucle, we're gonna place a boucle, I just wanna look at it. Monocacy fingering is the boucle, and I think you can see it here on the right. I am fascinated by that, and I like wonder what people make with it. I guess it's like, how do you make cotton boucle? It's like fuzzy or like blown or like brushed. I don't know. Terrapin Fiberworks, they just have really beautiful colors. There's the cotton boucle again. I really love the dye jobs that they do on these yarns. Fennel is one that I've worked with before. Fig, this looks absolutely stunning. It's just so beautiful. Let's see, let's look at one more option. A lot of like beautiful pastel-y colors. This isn't my normal color palette, but this, again, like this is stunning. It's so beautiful. You can't even like, even if it's not for you, like it's so gorgeous. So definitely check out Terrapin Fiberworks. It's probably not maybe the best winter yarn, but do really great, beautiful things. And they have like tencel and linen and cotton linen blends. So lots of options there if you need plant-based fibers. Notice that Sewrella, who's a dyer I just recently purchased from for the first time this year, they do a boucle yarn, and I guess it's like specifically for this winter tonal palette that they have, which again is lovely. Okay, like red boucle accessories could be really fun, but a light dusty pink, the way to my heart, truly. So you have some fun options with this set. Of course, you could also do like more of a, this is like a stone wash gray. I'm just making things up, totally. But you have some really fun options if you wanted to do something like a colorful accessory with the boucle yarn. I think also Drops has boucle. I think you're limited in colors. It comes just in natural fibers, but those are some yarns. Hope you enjoyed this yarn shopping video, and if you're seeing this around the holidays, I hope you have a happy holiday season and you stay healthy and well, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye!